You've tuned in to chipsgrooveradio with Mike and Jesse. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our number one episode of a new segment we're going to do for vinyl reviews. Haven't come up with a cute little name yet, but we thought it would be pretty fun to do short spotlights of some of our favorite vinyls out there. With the recent newfound appreciation of video game soundtracks, P.S. I'd like to thank myself, even though no one really listens. There has been an influx of amazing vinyl releases out there. Some of you may know I'm a huge vinyl collector, and I've acquired some amazing pieces and missed out on several because I'm not rich. But I thought it would be fun to occasionally highlight some particularly impressively designed vinyl out there. From art to sound to jacket, we want to appreciate all facets of the vinyl. And that's not to say we will own all of the ones we're covering, but this portion is mainly about the presentation, Jesse.
Yeah, and it's interesting because my father was always a big vinyl collector.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of grew up adjacent to it, but I never really got involved in collecting. I just sort of appreciated the stuff that he had. And I myself actually have a pretty small vinyl collection. I've got some hand-me-downs from my father. My wife and I have bought a number of vinyls ourselves. I actually only own like one video game OST, and that's the Homeworld Remastered series.
Excellent.
And I mean, it's funny because I bought those and I put them on when I got them home, and my wife told me that the music in that game made her feel uneasy.
Mission accomplished.
Uncomfortable. So I said, yeah, well, basically it's about being in the dead vastness of space and not knowing what your future has in store. And she said, yeah, maybe just don't listen to that one around when I'm around anymore. So I basically freaked her out with
what you need to do?
Sounding spacey music.
Put it on when you're going to bed, but have it so low she can't tell where it's coming from. That'd be rude. It'd be mean.
Yeah, I actually just recently bought my first big boy turntable.
Nice.
Yeah, I ended up getting I think it's an Audio Technica.
Oh, nice.
And I wanted to get one that it's not like the hi-fi super fancy god awful expensive one with the countertop speakers and stuff. I wanted one that was going to make it easy to listen to vinyl without having to use a certain set of speakers or whatever. So I ended up getting one of their Bluetooth models so that I can connect it to my soundbar.
Yep.
Which has been awesome because now I can just put on vinyl, listen to it with my good soundbar that my TV's hooked up to, fills up the whole house, sounds amazing. I love it.
That's
it's
beautiful,
great.
Man. Beautiful.
So now that's ripped the Band-Aid off and I'm buying vinyl.
Buying vinyl.
I'm about to check out the one we're talking about right now.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say buying vinyl, just as a word of caution, is a slippery slope because my wife, she's about to flick a match and just walk away because it's taking up so much room. But I will say that as of about a couple months ago, I officially have eclipsed quote unquote traditional music vinyl with video game.
Nice.
So my soundtracks are increasing. Let's just say that. But yes, today we are highlighting a new picture disc vinyl for the lovely game Hollow Knight. This podcast is dedicated to the music and everything pertaining to it. So today's vinyl comes to you from record label Ghost Ramp, and I believe they are out of LA. But this piece is a beautiful 2 LP set created for Christopher Larkin's hauntingly beautiful score. Each disc features different characters, one primarily white, the other primarily black. It looks to me like good and evil. I've not played the game, as Jesse knows, but one of them has prominent horns, so I think Jesse could probably elaborate more on who these characters are.
Yeah, so I mean, the easiest way to say it without spoilers is that they're basically both the same character.
Okay.
And you can kind of see that from the art design, both on the slipcover, on the back of the cover, and on the discs themselves. It's basically like two sides of a coin.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your heroic side and you've got your dark side.
Mm.
And this game, it's freaking depressing. Oh my God. If you haven't played it.
Yeah, that is one theme I think everyone shares.
It's just so freaking dark. The more you dig into it, and anyway, if you haven't played it, it is not only is the music absolutely stupendous, the gameplay itself, as long as you don't mind like throw your controller across the room difficulty level platformers, or you're willing to learn how to actually do well, it is absolutely worth it. The game is something really, really special. And I feel like the artistry that went into this album does it justice.
Oh, absolutely. The artistry, and I believe that is done by Ari Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Ari Gibson is the artist behind the game. So they utilized his sketch style to bring that to the gatefold jacket of this vinyl record release. And it's beautiful. And they chose to use two pictures that they pressed onto the vinyl. Again, it's two vinyls, and it's just a very beautiful artistic representation of what the game is actually looking like. And while I will say, for the audiophiles out there, the downside I can think of is that this is a picture disc, which means that, it will have lower fidelity. You might hear more popping and crackling, but I would say that's negligible to the average listener. That's not something that you're going to really care about. I would say, with any picture disc, there might be some sound issues, but that's a design choice. And I think for this particular album, this is just a really beautiful representation, and it could almost be a mantelpiece if you want my honest opinion. It's just so pretty to look at.
Oh yeah,
definitely could become a talking piece, but don't let people badmouth picture discs just because they can't get over the slightest bit of crackling. People are people; they're going to like what they like, but I think this is a pretty beautiful soundtrack.
Yeah. It's funny, as somebody who's not been, neck deep in vinyl and LP collecting, I did not know that a picture disc would have some negative effect on
and I'm not saying
quality.
It does. I was reading as many reviews as I could to see if it was still a big issue. I'm not a big collector of picture discs. I have a few from the 80s, but as of current, I don't know if they've mastered it a little bit better, so I had to do a little bit of research. It sounds like it's still a little bit of an issue, but essentially, you've got the vinyl, and then you've got the picture that they're laying over it, so you've got less material for the grooves to kind of go into, which will create a little bit of a lesser audio quality. And it's still, like I said, I think it's negligible to the average listener, whoever that is. The vast majority of music fans, I would say, don't really care about that stuff. So I wouldn't use that as a sway to not buy it. I still think it's a beautiful record, and it's a fucking beautiful soundtrack, man. I haven't even played the game, and it's amazing.
Yeah. This is the kind of soundtrack that, for me, I actually listened to the soundtrack before I played the game, and it's what made play the game. So,
oh, yeah.
Great stuff.
I'm very high on aesthetics, and when this game was brand new, I was very, very close to buying it just based on knowing nothing and the art style. I was like, this looks really cool. And that gets me sometimes, but I just never really pulled the trigger. And I'm hearing that it is frustrating beyond belief at times, so I don't know if I'm ready for it now.
It's not as bad as people make it out to be. I'm being dramatic when I say that they throw the controller across the room type game. It's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not Super Meat Boy, like we've talked about a few times.
Yeah. I still got to play that.
It's challenging, but not to that level.
Well, from what I'm seeing here, the vinyl captures nicely the characters of the game, the unique art style, and showcases that art on these discs themselves. As a vinyl enthusiast, I will only deduct points for the picture aspect of it, but overall I would give this release a 9 out of 10 turntables.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. 9 out of 10. It's I think it would have been very easy to go over the top with the design on this one. And it's kind of funny because there is an expansion to the game called Gods and Nightmares. And there's a vinyl release for that as well. It's a beautiful vinyl. Doesn't grab me the same way that the sort of understated grace of this one does. Something
about the simplicity of this one that's just much more appealing for me.
Mm-hmm.
So you are not alone on that one.
I wonder if we'll get a Hollow Knight 2 Silksong release date this year.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
The fan base has been asking for it for a long time, and it just never comes.
Well, I'm sure it'll be here. There's no way they're not going to put a sequel out to that game. That was a
there is a sequel. Oh, for sure. No, there is a sequel, and it's called Silksong. But the joke is amongst the community that Team Cherry's been working on it for what seems like ever. And we just never get an actual release date.
I can't believe it's been 8 years.
Okay. Yeah, it's wild.
Jesus Christ. Ugh. Well, beautiful soundtrack set for a beautiful soundtrack. And right now, you can purchase it from several vendors, including Materia Store, Amazon, fangamer.com, ranging in price, it looks like from $39 to $59, depending on where you buy. But yeah, that is today's episode. These will be short little, crunchy, cute little 10-minute episodes. So this is our first one, Hollow Knight, people. Check it out.
Check it out. And get your nail. That's what you swing in the game. That's your sword. It's called the nail. Because you're a bug.
You are.
Because you're a bug. And you can only hold something as big as a nail. So 9 out of 10 nails.
9 out of 10 nails.
That's my rating. There we go.
Thank you for listening. If you liked what you heard, please rate and subscribe. We very much appreciate it. Also visit our brand new website, magusmediaproductions.net, to get all information on every show. See you next time.